And what is this ego? All it is, it's an idea that we carry around. You know what the idea of the ego is? It says, I am what I have, I am what I do, I am what other people do with me, I'm separate from everybody else, I'm separate from what's missing in my life, and I'm separate from God. Those are the 6 components of the ego. And that's what we're raised on and what we're trained on. Meantime, we showed up here, we didn't have to do a thing.
Oh, say that again. I want to say it again. Say it again. Repeat that.
The ego.
Yeah.
The ego is just a collection of ideas that we carry around, okay? I am what I have.
I am what I have.
So we go around through our whole life, accumulating
trying to
as much
have
as we
things.
can, have more stuff. And then when we don't have any stuff, then we no longer are. We lose our identity. I am what I do.
I am what I do.
All of my accomplishment. I am what other people think of me. That is, I am my reputation. Those are the 3 major components of the ego that we spend our life training ourselves to become. I am separate from everybody else. So I am this body, and it looks different than you, so I'm separate from you.
That's right.
I'm separate
and
from...
I can be judgmental of you because I'm better than you, and you're not as good as I am.
That's what the ego is doing all the time. I'm separate from what's missing in my life.
Yes.
Now, if you understand that there's no place that the Tao is not, there's no place that God is not, then God has to be in you, if there's no place that it's not, and it also has to be in everything that's missing in your life. It has to be, if there's no place that it's not. So you're already connected to everything that you need in your life, everything that you could possibly want in your life. You're already connected to it.
Yeah.
All you have to do is align yourself.
But there has to be some purpose that the ego must serve. Otherwise, we would have evolved ourselves out of it. Don't you think?
No.
No? Okay.
I
thought that was a good question.
I used to think that.
Okay.
I don't think that
I'm not as advanced as you are, okay?
No, I think it's the ego is not worth defending. And we all spend a lot of our time defending this thing that says, well, I am what I do have, and I have to get more things, and if I don't have as much as they do, then they're going to... And we go through our lives doing all of this stuff, and what it does is it brings us to a point where we no longer have something, or our reputation is gone, or it's taken away from us, or somebody steals it, and what happens to us? Or when we retire, or, I no longer can do things, so now people get over a certain age, and they just feel like, I've declined and so on. There's nothing in the DNA that says you have to decline ever in your life. You don't have to decline, and your DNA is over 600,000 years old.
So then why do we have it, though? Why do we have it?
We have it because it works. It works at getting ourselves believing that we're better than other people instead of just allowing ourselves to be free. And it's like Taoism. The Tao teaches us to unpeel the onion, unpeel layers to get to the essence of the Tao is emptiness. Getting to that place of emptiness. That's like the supreme place to get to, where you're just empty of all of that. And then you're free. And then guess what? All of the things that you wanted so desperately when you were so ego-dominated before begin to show up in your life in larger and larger and larger amounts. And what do you do with it? What does God do with everything that shows up? Gives it away. Isn't that what you're doing? Isn't that what you've learned in your life? I mean, here you are, this world-famous icon. And what is your major lesson? What did I see you doing on 60 Minutes or whatever it was when you were over there in South Africa?
Yes.
Give. God, I know why I was given so much. It's about giving. It's about, why do you have to wait till you have a lot to learn that? And why don't average people out there get that as well? All we have to do is see ourselves in everyone. Mm-hmm. The Native Americans, you want to hear a great quote. The Native Americans said, no tree has branches so foolish as to fight among themselves. Now, think about that. Think about it. We are all branches on a tree called humanity. What are we doing fighting each other and killing each other? What are we doing? Lao Tzu.
Because nature's smarter than we are.
Absolutely. And it's all about nature.
Yeah.
It's all about
nature's smarter than we are. So is it possible do you think you have your ego? You haven't lost your ego, obviously.
No, right? I haven't.
Yeah. But
I'm working on it.
Is there a way to keep it in check? Is there a way to minimize its influence in your life?
Every day, just say thank you, and just and get to the place in your life. Rumi had this wonderful line. He said, that to practice benevolence, to just practice being in a place in your life where you are giving, you're just constantly in a state of giving.
Okay.
Sell your cleverness, he said, and purchase bewilderment. Just go through your life in a state of awe, in a state of bewilderment.
Because everywhere you look, there's something to see.
Absolutely.
Yeah.